When my wife passed away a few years ago, I started thinking it'd be a good idea for me to start writing down on paper my thoughts and my feelings, what I was going through. The main reason I wanted to do this is because we have two sons. They were 11 and 15 at the time. And I thought it'd be an idea that maybe in the future they can go back and read my journals, and it'll give them, some sort of idea about what I was going through and how I felt at the time. And the other thing is, and I know it sounds a bit morbid, is, my boys only have one parent now. And if something happened to me, once again, they would have my journal that would sort of tell them a little bit more about me. And that, along with these videos that I make as well, is kind of a bit of a legacy for me, really. So I went out and I bought myself a book. And I started writing in it as and when I needed to. It was mostly daily. As the months went on, I felt I was sort of writing in it less and less. And now, when I look back now and read some of the things I wrote in it, I don't even remember writing these things at the time. And I hardly write in it now at all, if I'm honest. But instead of writing in a journal, I guess I make these almost these video diaries online, I suppose. And the first thing I wrote in my journal, well, I put the date in, which is the date my wife passed away. And on the first page I said, "To whom it may concern, if I'm still alive, do not read this journal." Because this journal is like any diary. It's full of my private thoughts at the time. And obviously I was going through an awful lot when my wife first passed away, so who knows what I wrote in there. I am actually going to create some videos of me reading out of this journal. I probably won't read everything because I think some of it's a little bit too personal, but I will sort of start reading out a lot. So I highly recommend, if you've lost somebody, get yourself a journal and start writing in it. It'll help you, I think, because it'll help you sort of get your thoughts down on paper and sort of make sense of them if you can. But it'll also help others as well. Other people who are in your life may read these in the future. And I've spoken to a few people about this, about writing journals, and a lot of people said, yeah, it's a great idea, and I wish I'd done it at the time. But it's never too late. Even if somebody passed away quite a while ago, it's never too late to start writing a journal about you're still on your grief journey. It goes on forever. I'm sorry, but it does. It never ends. It gets less intense as the years go by, but it never goes away. It becomes part of your life. So just get out there and start writing in your journal. And I think in the future, it'll be interesting to go back, sort of 10 years' time or something, to go back and read what you wrote. I've had a little look at mine, and some of it makes me cringe. I'm like, what? Did I write that? Because I don't usually show my emotions as much as a lot of other people do. It doesn't mean I don't have any emotions, of course I do, but they're things that I keep to myself in private, When I was grieving of my wife passing away, I kept a lot of my emotional feelings to when it was just me on my own. So when I read the diary now, I was actually more emotional than I probably am now, for example. And I look at it and think, that doesn't feel like I've even written that, because at the time I was in a completely different state of mind. It's a weird thing, when somebody passes away. It's your brain plays tricks with you because it's confused and all your neurons are all over the place and I don't know what I'm doing, I'm out of control. So you do tend to act in ways that you wouldn't usually. So yeah, I highly recommend get yourself a journal and start writing. Right, see you next time.